Are you hungry? Because if so, you're in the right place. Today, we're making spaghetti ai Gambero Rossi.
Give me something good.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Görgött. Yeah, we're cooking Italian. It's from a cookbook I just bought from Fiden. And this dish is in there. And I already tried it on the family. And they really loved it, so I thought I'll show you how to do it. It's a visually beautiful dish, but it also packs a hell of a lot of flavor. But before we have a look at the board of what we need for today's dish, please do me the favor, if you're not a subscriber yet, please hit that subscribe button and check the bell icon, which allows you to get notifications every Tuesday when a new episode comes out. But now let's have a look at the board. So obviously we have our spaghetti. We need a bit of olive oil. We have about 3 deciliters of wine. We have some Stracciatella di Burrata. We have some stock vegetables. It's 1 carrot, 1 celery stalk, and 1 onion. I just chopped that up. We have some Fennel Green. We have a bit of saffron. We have some Piment, some salt. We have a bit of tomato puree, 1 lime, and obviously our beautiful Gambero Rossi. And the first thing we need to do is to prep those. So let's start with that. I'll just show you hopefully one. You take the head careful like that, and then you get all the intestines out in one go. We keep that because we're going to make a beautiful stock. So keep the heads, the shell from the tails. Look at this wonderful red color. And that's all we do for now. So heads and shells in the pot, and the tails we just put here. And once we're done with this, I'll show you what we need to do with the tails, because we're going to marinate them almost a bit like a ceviche style. So I'll see you in a bit. I'll just show you one more thing. We'll cut off the ends and put that together with the shells as well. Looks a bit nicer, and it will give the stock an amazing taste. So just pop those off, and then we're actually gonna start to marinate these. I will cut them into mouth-sized pieces, so I say 3, something like this, and put that in a separate bowl. And once that's done, I'll show you how we make the marinade. It's very simple. So we'll start by adding a bit of lime zest. I would say if you manage to zest half of the lime for the marinade, but zest the rest as well, but keep it on the side. We're going to put that on top of the dish once we serve it up. Because now, you do it now, because we're going to split this and we need the juice later. So I'll just put the rest of the zest here. And then I'll just cut the lime in half. We're going to need the juice of the whole lime. There we go. And we're going to need a good pinch of salt. And we're going to need about half of the Piment d'Espelette. The rest here we need for later. And a dash of olive oil. Now all we have to do is to mix this up. And if you know, like dishes like ceviche, the sourness of the lime juice, you can do it with lemon juice as well, or yuzu if you want to make kind of an itameshi style version of this. It actually cooks the protein a bit, in this case the Gambero Rossi. That's perfect, so we'll let them marinate now. We'll put it to the side, and we'll move over there and we'll make our seafood stock, our Gambero Rossi stock. We add a little bit of olive oil to this. And now we just want to fry this up for, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes it will take. And the other thing we can put in is our tomato puree. Don't worry if you see here the brown stuff that gets stuck to the bottom of the pan. Don't worry about that. We're gonna deglaze this with the white wine afterwards. Now we're slowly there. We add our wine to deglaze. And we add in about half of the saffron that you saw on the plate. You see the wine now dissolves the stuff at the bottom of the pot, and that's where all the good flavors are. So we'll let this boil quite hard. We're going to reduce it. We want to cook out the alcohol of the wine. And obviously sometimes when you forget things, the vegetables should have been added first when we were frying off the shells. But they give taste like this too. So just add them and we'll let them cook. They just don't give any, like roasting aroma. But we had enough of that from the pan anyways. We'll let this reduce a little bit more and then we're going to add some water. Now we can go ahead and add half a liter of water to this. We'll bring it to a boil again. Now this is coming to a boil. And boil it for about 5 minutes, then we're going to strain it. And then we're going to reduce the stock that we get. I'll see you once it's ready to strain. Now this has been boiling hard for about 5 minutes. We're going to strain it now. And then we come back with a pot here. Now at the same time as I strain this, I also prepared the pasta water. We're going to reduce this with about half now. And I'm going to add a bit of salt to it to make it really powerful. So this has the strength we need. I'm going to add a bit of salt to it. 2 good pinches. Beautiful deep red. Perfect. Now we put this to the side. And we're ready to get the pasta pan out. Now pasta pan with a bit of olive oil, and I forgot to mention, we'll put in a garlic as well. You can just put it in whole. We're doing this just to get a hint of garlic flavor. About 2 minutes like this in the oil, and then we'll add some stock and reduce it in this pan as well. And at the same time as we're doing this, we're cooking our spaghetti. Now we go in with a bit of our stock. About half of it. And we're going to let this reduce in the pan here as well. Now it's important that your stock is powerful. Obviously not over salted, but salted to the limit. Give it a try. Perfect. Doesn't need more salt. The garlic has done its job. Now I can add the rest of the stock. So on our pasta, I would say it's always difficult to say, but it's about 2 minutes away from al dente. So it's time to transfer it to the pasta pan. And what I'm making here is about enough for 2 portions. And it's okay to get some pasta water in here. That's starch, that's really good. Now we're just gonna let our pasta finish cooking in the sauce here. And if it gets too dry, just add a bit of pasta water. Gonna want a little bit of that nice starchy water in here. And this is not in the recipe, but I just love to add a bit of butter. And just take one piece to try if it's ready. Just another minute. But the sauce has coated it nicely. And I will turn off the camera here and move it around so we can serve it up. As you can see, I managed to plate the dish without filming it. Luckily I have 2 portions, so we'll do it all again. I'll just do it in a different plate. Or I'll move this over. Now I'll keep this plate, we'll try out of this, but I'll show you how I plated it in another plate. So here we have the second portion. On the white plate you see the spilling, so I'll clean it up a little bit. Some of our Stracciatella di Burrata. And then our wonderful Gambero Rossi. Like so. And now before we put the final touches on this dish, if you stuck with me this far, there must have been something you enjoyed about this episode. So do me the huge favor and hit that thumbs up button. It's just down there, takes you a second, but it's so valuable to me. So please do me that favor. Now let's finish the dish off. A bit of Piment Espelette. A bit of lime zest. A bit of Fennel Green. And last but not least, a bit of saffron strands. And there we go. Now we're going to switch back to the plate from before that I forgot to film when I plated it. But this is how it should look. I can't wait. Get a little bit of everything. Make sure we get a shrimp. It's nice to look at before you dig in, but once you dig in, you kind of need to mix it around a bit. And now, in it goes. It's so powerful. Has a bit of heat there from the Piment Espelette. There's also enough acidity there. I mean, the acidity is twofold. You have it from the lime, right, from the marinade, and you have it a bit from the wine. And obviously, I know there's a lot of people out there that are not necessarily fans of saffron. You can leave the saffron out. But I will say this, it's not a saffron dish. There's a hint of saffron there, which I think is really nice. But it's not overpowering at all. But that stock that we made has such a nice punch to it. But that's pretty much it for today. If you have any questions about the recipe, just leave them in the comments below. I always answer them. Buy the cookbook if you enjoy these kind of dishes. It's a really nice cookbook. I enjoy it. It's from Fidon. And it's called Big Mama Cucina Popolare, I think. But I can leave a link in the description as well. All that's left is to say thank you. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and check the bell icon. Take care. Bye-bye.